Well, hello, welcome. I had a good friend of mine suggest something to me the other day, and I took him up on his offer. Stephen, welcome. Camellia, welcome. Jam Pro, Justin, how you doing, man? It's great to see you. Let me move my pedal board so it's out of the way. It's good to see you. Rody, Mike, hey, brother. Mike, I'm going to show you something I'm doing tonight, and you might find this very interesting. And I'm really glad you're here. I hope you're still here. So Jam Pro Sound offered me the idea. Hello, Charlie. Congratulations on your screws. You know what I'm talking about. Your mind's out of the gutter, folks, right? Thank you, Rody. That's a new piece of music that I'm working on. My dad's helping me write that. At the right. Yeah. And Richard, hello. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make that trip. There's no way I can do it. So unfortunately, I am going to miss seeing Guthrie Govan live. I've got too many. I had a financial obligation come up that I had to take care of, and unfortunately, so notoriously, let me point my camera up just a little bit. That light's kind of bugging me. Well, we'll leave it. Notoriously, the Redbox D.Is out of these amps are extremely hot. Hello, Feisty, welcome. I'm glad to see you. I hope you're doing good. So these things are extremely hot. So when you come straight out of one into an audio interface that does not have a pad, you're going to be clipping your audio interface without even adding any gain to it at all, right? So, Pro, and I've thought of this before, but I just never did it because it takes some wire and you got to do some stuff to make it work like this. So let me just explain to you what I'm doing. And I also realized in doing this that I have a problem with my Acoustasonic, a Paracoustic DI, which is one of the greatest acoustic DIs for performing acoustic music you could ever hope for. It's made by LR Bags, and they're just fantastic. They do have an EQ and a bunch of stuff in them that you might think will color the sound. If it does, I don't think anybody will complain. Okay. Okay. At a gig, I'm not. I don't have my DAW set up to measure the frequencies and all that stuff. It just sounds good, right? So I'm running out of the Redbox D.I, right? It's got an XLR output, and I'm coming, boom, into the input of my beautiful little LR Bags D.I. And what I've done is I've got the gain control on the D.I turned all the way down to 0, right? And I have the output of it set at 0. And so I'm coming out of the D.I, and you hear that little click right there? I discovered that I have a bad connection in my D.I that I need to take care of. So if I touch this cable, it'll click a little bit. No harm, no foul, right? So this is running directly into an input on my audio interface that the gain is set at absolute 0. And let me show you and then the direct output, which unfortunately, yeah, the volume control on this does control the output, but it goes directly out of here into another input on my audio interface. Doesn't this sound complicated? It's just, it's mind-boggling, confusing, and it's wires, and it's kind of like having like an old amp, like with the rack stuff. If you've ever done that, you know what I'm saying. I don't think a lot of us in these streams have done much stuff like that. What that allowed me to do, and the problem that I was having with using this mic directly DI'd out of the back of this was that the master volume control on this, I can't turn it up past like on a clock, 7 o'clock. 7, 8 o'clock on the master volume control on my lead channel on this, and it's clipping my audio interface. And I'm not kidding. Yeah, I get you. I should draw a schematic of this, but it would take me hours, so I'm not going to take the time to do that. But anyhow, what it allowed me to do is I currently now, which is I'm really happy about, I have the master volume on my lead channel turned all the way up to about 3 o'clock. Whereas going directly out of the Redbox D.I into this, I could only turn it up to about 7 o'clock, which, as we all know, only the poor. All right. As we all know, you know, that master volume knob on amps is a very, very important part of having good tone, or tone at all, if you will. So I've been able to do that, and I've got my master volume also on the clean channel. It has a clean and a dirty channel, so that's clean, or I'm sorry, that's dirt and that's clean, right? I don't know if you can see that very well on the stream, but dirty, clean. And that has a dirty and a boost, so we can get real angry. You can hear that, right? Yeah, okay. But this thing has EL, I'm sorry, not EL84s. What are they? They're the little dinky tubes. And forgive me, my mind just took a brain fart on me. 87? No. I get ECC 83. No, that's 12X7. There's power amp tubes that are directed out the output. And if you don't send voltage to the power amp tubes of an amplifier, and you're only sending it at 7 o'clock in the morning, there's the power amp isn't doing anything, right? And if you're plugged into a speaker cabinet, if you had it turned up that loud, it would hurt your hearing, right? So I currently have tangled myself like completely up in my chair, which is common here, where I'm looking for a wireless set of headphones. That would be awesome. Or just to not have to wear them. But I like my SM7 mic. So I'm currently getting a really nice guitar tone. I'm just gonna, no pedals on, everything's off. And I'm gonna play some beautiful chords for you, okay? So that's a really beautiful chord, okay? Isn't that nice? That's my favorite chord right there. That's an A over A sharp, okay? There we go. An A over A sharp with a minor 6, okay? There we go. Now, let's get real. That's basically my amplifier totally cranked. And I will show you right now. Let's go to the MCP. So this is what my guitar channel is doing. So that's my guitar going through the DI into channel 1 of my audio interface. Now, and I have everything zeroed, literally zeroed on my paracoustic DI, and I'll get that closer to the camera a little in a moment. But again, the other person that I know that has one of these is Mike. And I love that he's playing a Hughes and Kettner. He's got a different version of it than I do. But now let's hear what happens when I just use the DI, which is going into channel 8. And both of these have a stereo effect on them, so you'll see 2 channels making signal. It's kind of quiet. There's channel, that's one version of my amp. And what I'm gonna do is just, well, I can't really do this quickly. Here's the other. And then we'll check the other one here. Right? So it's a little quieter. But with this DI inline, and again, the gain on my audio interface, which is right here, is at 0. So I can look at this input here, and it's hitting with the clean channel at -10, whereas the other channel is hitting at -14. So let's balance that out. That's too much, typical guitar player. Takes so just by adding a little bit of gain. So now, they both sound almost identical. There's very little difference between the two. Right, so now we're listening to the direct line out, and now we're listening to the DI line out. Right? And this is just my clean channel. Yes, that's my clean channel. I can make stuff up. That's what the pick and attack and all that stuff is all for. So what I am discovering is that by being able to turn this amp up, get the master volume up, it has really, I believe, improved. Hi, Preston, man. The being able to turn the master volume up on the amp has really given me the opportunity to hear this amp in its full glory, and it really sounds fantastic. I'm really happy with the way it sounds, and my pedal board still works in all its glory. Beautiful. It sounds thanks, Justin. It sounds great. Now I've got a lot of ambient type of effects on this, really long decaying reverb. And you know, for those folks, if this is boring, you know, I know this is really kind of techie type stuff, and I realize that most of my content's pretty boring, but hopefully somebody will learn something from this. Maybe try the same thing, because I've seen anybody talking about this problem, and these amps are notorious for it, and they're very, very popular amps. There are millions of them out there. Oh, I'm sure my stream's probably totally fucked up because it just never fails. So what I'm finding is that my effects pedals and all of my stuff are doing much bigger things. So what's really sad is that I can't do this live. When I'm performing with a band, I don't have a pad function on our mixing board, so I've got to do it with the old volume turned down a little bit. And so that's kind of the deal with this. But I'd like to play along with something real quick, just to kind of get loosened up a little bit here. And I don't remember, let's see, this rock. I got all these backing tracks. Good grief. I have boatloads of backing tracks. I think this is a newest one. Let's see what this one sounds like. I gotta mute. Give me just a second. I gotta mute a channel on here because we don't want to listen to both of these. And again, I am using a stereo panning effect. And there's a little red dot on my screen here. Why is that? Oh, that's interesting. Is that this? Yeah, it's that. That's what that is. Huh. Well, let's just close that. Huh. That's interesting. All right. So let's try this, see what happens. OBS does some strange shit once in a while. It's funny, once you get everything figured out and everything's dialed in OBS, I guarantee it'll last briefly, I promise. And it's fun while it works. Super fun. Now it really feels nice to play this thing. This amp is just really cranking now. Really digging it. Many vibes, welcome. Cheers. Yeah. Man. He's thicker with the operation. Oh yeah. Oh, Preston's having surgery. Yeah. Boy, he's got, it's unfortunate, man. My uncle's got emphysema too. And we'll talk about this for a moment, and then we'll move on. But he's not having to have any of that stuff done. And I'm sorry you're having to deal with all that stuff, man. That's a bummer. But I do have a buddy that did have lung cancer, and they removed one of them. He had cancer, though, and unfortunately, he did not make it. So not to be negative on that. Frank, hello, man. I saw that you were here. Forgive me for not saying hi. Yeah, I'm really happy with what's going on with this amp. And again, all I did was run it through a DI, and I'm using the DI ultimately as a pad for my amplifier. So I'm keeping it quieter before it hits my audio interface, which allows me to turn up the master volume on my amp, and literally cranked like good old Angus does. I can get that nice, awesome high watt, high powered tone out of this. This is not a high gain amp. Obviously, I don't have a real high gain guitar sound with this amplifier. This is used for gigging in a band that does not play heavy metal at all. So, you know, the heaviest music we might do would be like a Weezer, Say It Ain't So. Right? And with a lot less effects on this thing. So I'm really happy with the way this has helped at least my home playing, running through headphones, and even playing through my speakers here. It just sounds fantastic. And you know, it's not like my volume is going up over the top of what's acceptable in the guitar world. It's really nice. And I usually have my headphones turned up fairly loud. You know, I want to hear my guitar at a good volume, whether I'm wearing headphones or not. Yeah. Dude, absolutely. It sounds more like an amp, exactly. And the other thing, yeah, and I've used this. I played through a speaker with this amp for quite a long time, and I once in a great while will use a speaker, but this feels like I'm playing through an amp. And again, this is not a high gain rig, man. There's my clean tone, right? I probably should check my tuning. And oh, and yeah, check out what I've done here. This is my main Reaper, so you can do this in Reaper and have this constantly going, which you can obviously you can do this with a foot pedal if you don't set it to mute your instrument. Pretty cool. I'm back. And even this clean tone, Mark, hello, man. Yeah. So, you know, let's just kind of we'll go through real quickly my gain stages with this. And again, my amp is literally cranked right now. The master volume is, turning it up any louder won't help anything. If anything, it'd probably make it sound possibly worse. I don't know. And I'm not going to try it. I don't need to get louder. But I do need the sweetness of the I'm stuttering here, but I do need the sweetness of the tubes in the amplifier. So here's my pedal board, and no pedals on. I'm not going to use any time-based effects in this presentation. This is with nothing on it, and this is with the tube screamer. And I have the gain set at literally at 0, 7 o'clock, volume's at about 12:30, and the tone's at 12:30. And with it on, with it off. So yeah, I do have a bit of grit, and the gain on my channel 1 is set to about 3 o'clock. So I've got some grit, and I like that, but I can get, again, I can get clean. Just play softer. Right? Use the pickups, okay? So that's clean channel. A little bit of overdrive, right? I want to get one step heavier. I've got my dirty channel now. And this light's lit. That's my dirt channel. That's my clean. And I put tape over those because the lights are so bright. It's annoying how bright they've made lights on pedals these days. It's just stupid. There's no need for that. So there's my dirt channel, and then the dirt channel with the tube screamer, right? You can really hear what that TS9 is doing. Mine's a modified TS9. Yours won't sound exactly like, well, it might, because everybody's modified them, right? You can't just have a normal pedal anymore. So there is my tone. And I'm using humbuckers on the guitar, no single coils. If I go single coil, you'll notice the noise. And that's the second position, middle position, all the noise. Thus, I don't use single coils very often. So we got humbuckers. And then I can boost that even further. And this will get noisy, but if you're playing, who cares, right? Now we've got some hum like you would with a single coil pickup. Right? So we can get heavy. And then I also have a slight gain stage with my compressor, which I usually use when I'm playing solos. If you're wondering about, and that's a great question, if you're wondering about the noise that happens, I kind of given you an option with, this is single coil pickups with my volume turned all the way up. This is the same pickup as a humbucker with my volume turned all the way up. Yeah, no, amplifiers that have distortion are going to buzz. And if you think they won't, you're living in a very, very, very thick dream world. With all of my stuff turned on and my volume turned all the way up, that's what it sounds like. And that sound has been recorded on virtually every record you've bought throughout your entire life. So, you know, this noise that you're hearing is just common. Every Marshall, every Mesa, every amp in the world does that. You know, but when you're playing, and also, you have a volume knob on your guitar, right? And this is something that, and you gotta see me when I say this. Okay, guitar has a volume knob on it. That's all I have to say, because right now, I have all the drive I could possibly have from my amplifier hitting your ears. And if I turn this volume knob, Listen to that noise. Look, it's gone. I think a lot of guitarists forget, I'm being sarcastic about this because a lot of guitar players forget that that knob is on there. And they'll get done playing a song, you know. And they got all that noise going through the PA system and such, when all they got to do is that. So I encourage everybody that plays electric guitar to get in the habit of turning your volume knob off when you're done playing, because it does bleed a lot of noise. And in fact, there is a little bit of noise going into the stream right now from the amplifier. And if I step on that, now there's zero noise and I'm clean. There are sound engineers in the chat right now that are going, thank you for saying that. I know that. It's something that so many guys forget that they have, and so you're at a gig and you're listening to a band play and the song gets over and all you hear is this squeal, right? We've all been there. If you don't go watch live music, you haven't been there, but I'm telling you, man, that is so, it bugs me to death. And I've had guys up on stage. I'm a live sound engineer and I engineer for bands. And Mark has done it. I think Preston has probably pushed some knobs. Frank, I don't know what your experience is with running sound. Yeah. And you know what, Jam Pro, I gotta tell you, man, I might actually have that. You know what? I don't. But I did do that, but I felt like it was taking too much of the amp away from the amp because it works constantly. So the properties of it are EQing my guitar tone to the point that it's constantly trying to denoise stuff, which I don't want. So I've avoided. I can make it go away with a noise gate, of course, which really, so, yeah, you got a volume knob. Yep. Yeah, Justin, that was a feel thing, because I literally did that last night, and that was a great idea. And all of this stuff, it's funny, because Jam Pro is the one that really brought this to my attention. And I just want to say that also in complete honesty, recently I kind of became a little bitch with Jam Pro, and I'm just announcing this publicly so that everybody knows that I can be a little bitch, and I was, and we've talked and everything's fine. I had a really rough day. I'm not making any excuses. It won't happen again. So it's nice to have friends that are that close that realize something isn't right and they talk about it instead of, yeah, fuck you, and I see you later, right? Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got you many vibes. I didn't see that you're fairly new. Yeah. Volume knob on your guitar is one of the most important tools you have. It can help with so many different things. So I recommend experimenting with it a lot, because it's amazing that you can go from this super heavy let me show you what I'm doing with my guitar right now, just to kind of give you an example. This is about as high gain as I can get. It's noisy, right? But You can get some pretty nasty stuff with just a volume knob. Now, I usually don't do that with my gain turned that high, but that's the that what you're hearing is the little click from my my DI. There it was. Yeah, nothing's clipping. There's zero clippage. Zero. The clippage that I see is when I move that. Yeah, I'm hitting at -6 on my master bus, so I could actually get louder, and OBS is barely hitting the red. Yeah. No, there's zero clipping, brother. It's probably your speakers. Get those things fixed, man. Yeah. Oh yeah, and if you guys want a student, teach the Falco or something, because the guy's the best student you could ever hope for, especially if he doesn't know anything about what you're doing. The guy just eats it up soaks it up like a sponge. It's been so fun to watch that man grow as a guitar player and to see his improvement and see the look on his face when he's playing his guitar. It's just fantastic. Stop going sharp, yeah. Yeah, well, let me play one along with another backing track. And I have no idea what key this song is in. And again, I also have a gate going on my microphone here, so that helps not hearing the acoustic sound of the guitar in the room, right? It's kind of fun to be able to do that, and a little effect you can use if you're. fun one. I forgot I downloaded that one. Holy smokes. My goodness. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, Frank, dude, thank you very much. My goodness. Ren, Zenith, welcome, my friend. Appreciate you stopping by tonight, man. Okay. Thanks, Mark. I'm just kind of looking back through the chat. My goodness, people gifting memberships to my channel. I've got to do some more members only videos. Those are kind of fun. The sharper my guy, Chamfra. Nice. Okay, so let me also, I'm going to turn some shit off. Let me also share something that happened today that was really super cool. Okay, so again, I don't walk on water. And had some stuff happen recently that was fairly stressful with friends and family and dealing with a lot. And after having gone through all that, the stuff, and some of it self-induced, admittedly, we've all caused ourselves some problems. So what I need to tell you is that I made a mistake at work the other day. And it's not what you might think. Y'all know I work on guitars. No, I didn't break a fucking guitar. I've done that already. Probably won't do it again. I'm going to knock on wood on that one. But I was making a sale for an installation for a car start, an auto start thing. You push a button on your keychain and the car starts, right? Some of us have them, some of us don't. But they're really convenient, especially in this area where it's very cold outside, blah, blah, blah. So I go to the credit card machine and I start the transaction and I push the green button and it lights up and I push 2, which is refund. And I ran the transaction, didn't realize I had done that. And they signed the piece slip and I gave them their receipt and out the door they went. And we went out and showed them how to start their car now. And then my boss comes back into work, who's out to lunch, of course. He probably would have done that transaction, but he was out of the store. And he goes, "Did you do this refund for something?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't do any refunds." And I looked at the amount and I was like, "Oh my!" So I made a mistake. And so I had to call the folks and talk with them. And anyhow, today, finally, because we weren't sure if they got the refund. Well, it did finally hit their account. Takes, 72, takes 10 seconds for them to take it out of our account. Takes them 58 days to put it back in their account. If you got to give money back to somebody that they own, it takes a while, right? So there you go. So they called us and took care of that today, which they were waiting to make sure that money hit their account. So that was really a great end of my day today. I found that out literally 6 o'clock-ish tonight. So anyway, that was a really a cool experience that I had. And I feel terrible. I'm going to do my best to not do that again. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you just brought up the wireless thingy deal. Where'd mine go? I've used them. Oh, you know what? They're in my backpack. I haven't used them. Oh yeah, I have. Here they are. These are the ones I got. They're really cheap. There we go. They're Locatos. They're just really super cheap. Let's see. This is a wireless system. What is this? This is the transmitter. Look at that. I unplugged my guitar and I didn't mute my amp. Shame on me. Right? And here's the receiver. I gotta turn it on. We'll see how this thing works. My guitar is now silent. totally because it's not plugged into anything. Okay, so the receiver's on. And it's sitting there blinking because it's just going, hey man, there's nothing else turned on. Let's see, where's the power button? There it is. And just like that, I'm wireless. Isn't that cool? Just no issues with these things. I've done a couple of gigs with these. Now, I really feel like singing something. I would love to sing something, but 'cause I'm finally over that damn cold. Oh, wow. Yeah, and Frank, bless your heart, dude. That is so kind of you to do that. Yeah, and I could put my headphones on and definitely walk across the room and not have an issue. I'm loving that's the old chorus ensemble CE3. A little bit of reverb. Oh yeah. No droids. Let's see. Oh yeah, I gotta do something with my voice here real quick. Give me a second. Let's turn that compressor off. And that one, yeah, there we go. This one should be working. No, okay, so that one's off too. All right, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so now I can play and sing. I can sing. Oh, many vibes. I didn't figure. Okay, hang on. I'll do some singing. The reason they ring is because on a humbucker you've got wires wrapped one direction around one bobbin, and if you look at this, let me see if I can get. You'll notice that middle pickup has two silver rails in it, right? Those are two separate windings. So the front one has the windings going this direction, and the back one has the windings going the opposite direction. And what that does is it cancels out RF interference or 60 cycle hum. Fluorescent lights exude they emit some frequencies that guitar pickups love to pick up. And guitar pickups are a microphone, ultimately. And I mean, you can talk into them and you'll hear your voice. So that, yeah, that's it. Preston answered the question perfectly. So they definitely pick up electrical interference, radio frequencies that are vibrating around the 60 cycle hum is what it's called. And I also, what I can do with this guitar, and let me put on my high gain sound again, so now you can hear it, right? Now, I'm using this pickup, and the volume's turned all the way up, right? And this knob right here, when I pull up on it, this becomes a single coil pickup. There is the 60 cycle hum, because only one of these windings is working right now, and the other winding that would cancel out the hum isn't working. So if I push this knob one more time, almost silent. No, dude, that's an important question. Gray Vanzini, hello, man. Gosh, it's good to see you. Let me see if I can, let me think of a song I can do here. I should probably put a little bit of something on my voice, though, just to make sure I don't sound like a total goon. What should I use? What should I use? What reverb should I use? What nasty? I'm gonna use towel reverb. Okay. And we'll do stereo. We'll bring it back a little bit so it's not quite so, and we'll make it a little bit smaller. How's that? Is that too much? That's a little roomy. Maybe a little bassy. There we go. Now let's turn it up a little bit. There we go. That sounds pretty good. I think I can produce a vocal sound just off the cuff. Had a country radio station. Figured out, yeah, exactly. That's the, yep, you got a big receiver right there. Without you, woman, by my side, I'm contemplating suicide, torn from all my pride. Man told me, son, that ain't the way. Gonna live another day, child, gonna live another day. Just sign right here, son, everything'll be alright. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do. I want everything for you. Your love's growing old and never new. Therefore, I have sold my soul for you. I was told by this man it'd be worth my while. He'd return me to my woman, return me to my style. It's all I ask for in this life. Whatever's wrong, son, he told me he'd make right. Just sign right here, child, everything'll be alright. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do. No one old and never knew. Therefore, I have sold my soul for you. Sign right here, child, everything'll be alright. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do. Your love's grown old and never knew. Therefore, I have sold my soul for you. Therefore, I have sold my soul for you. Therefore, I have sold my soul for you. We ended on a major chord. We got to change something. Thanks, Feisty. Recorded, man. I've recorded that song a few times. That and bypass this reverb. That's one that I've performed it live many times at open mics and things like that. And it's fun to watch guys like Brad and what's her name? don't comment on her posts very often because I've heard folk music done so many. I've done it myself so many times. I'm not terribly interested in doing that style of performing, but I do enjoy singing a lot. And I can't. Let me think. I might be able to sing this one. Val, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I could not think of her name. I've watched her perform many times. I'm always lurking on her site. And I'll watch for like 5 or 10 minutes or so, and you hear a couple of songs, and I'm like, okay, I've heard it. I've heard all of that stuff so many times. I woke in the evening, I was waiting for you to come home. I lied awake there for hours, and I was trying to be strong like a stone. Will you walk in that door? Will you smile at me just once again? I see that picture on the nightstand. I see you moving toward me across the sky. I see that smile once again, babe. And I know I'll never see you again. I laid back down, closed my eyes. Inside my head I saw a picture of you. I opened my eyes inside the darkness. I felt the coldness of being alone. I hear your voice just like an angel. I feel your hand touch my skin once again. I taste the sweetness of your smile. I see that picture in my mind, just like the wind. I see that picture on the nightstand. I see you moving toward me across the sky. I see that smile once again, babe. And I know that I will see you again. And then I wake in the morning, and your little voice calls my name. When I wake in the evening, I see your face once again. I love singing that song. That's a fun one. It's a slow, mellow tune. Probably means something to a few people. I'm sure that story is pretty strong. If you lost somebody, I don't know. I felt like it was a good one. All right. I think I should probably get going. I think I made my point tonight with regard. I wasn't expecting to sing, but man, it feels good to sing. I haven't been able to sing for a while. My goodness, I've had that cold, and I'm still not 100%, not even close to 100%. But There's a couple of songs that I've been working on, and they need lyrics and vocals applied to them, stuck on there. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to singing. But the whole point of this stream was to show that I'm able to run through this rig, and literally I was just playing my guitar direct through a reverb pedal and a chorus pedal that are both set fairly light with respect to the amount of effects, and it sounds like a real guitar. It really sounds nice because I'm able to turn the amp up and get some balls behind it, and then letting the amp do some work. Thanks, Frank. I appreciate that. Yeah, and Lars, thanks, man. Yeah, it was a bad one. I missed 5 days of work with that, and went back. I definitely was beyond being contagious, and nobody else at work got sick. So thank the powers that be and the bugs that didn't go to anybody else. So that was great. So again, if you've got a DI to amp and you're hitting your audio interface, and the DIs and most DI'd output amps are really super hot, meaning the signal is just zero gain, and you turn the volume up on the amp at all, and you're going to clip that analog to digital converter in your audio interface. Man, run a DI in between it and turn the volume down. Or if you have a pad, definitely use that. And I do have a pad on this audio interface. I'm going to also try doing that. But I hadn't done this, and Jam Pro, again, yesterday drew my attention to doing that. And the Falco, I think, is live right now. I hope he's live. And hopefully he's having a fun time on there. So I'm going to go ahead and... oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, my Mark, thanks for bringing that up. Yes, I may have another very good moment tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But y'all need to know how much time and effort my friend Mark put into trying to help me fix something that was broken. And ultimately, I didn't pay for this broken thing, ultimately, but yeah, he put a lot of time and effort into it. I owe him a great deal of gratitude for his help. And both of us tried, and I don't know shit about it, but he got it working. But the company that built it literally could not make it work. So Mark is actually better than the service technicians at the company that built this piece of equipment. Day 6. Okay. Singing songs. Oh, yeah. I don't call you by your real name very often, but Heather, believe me. Yeah, Falco's up, and he may be going live. He may already be live. I don't know. So be sure to stop by there. I didn't do a thing where I was going to kick everybody over that way. But so Mark, thank you for your patience and for, oh, I thought you would already be live. Cool, Falco. Anyhow, tomorrow, this piece of equipment is going to return from the manufacturer's service. And I'm hoping that, I purchased this, mind you, a year ago, and really literally have not been able to use it at all. I've been able to use it about that much. And it certainly was a lemon. And just to be real straight up honest with you, the company that built this thing had to replace the entire motherboard on it. So that's what Mark was up against. And if my memory serves me correctly, I'm almost certain that the last time we tried with the thumb drive that they provided us to boot that thing with, you said there's something wrong with the motherboard in that thing. And I'm not going to mention the name of the manufacturer. That doesn't need to be shared. So hoping that tomorrow I'll receive that thing and it will work like it was supposed to work the day I bought it. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to play along with another Hugh, dude. Hello. Yeah, dude, I was going to say, what is it? 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock? Sheesh. Hugh. And Hugh, just real quick, my DI out of my Hughes and Kettner amp is really super hot. So I ran out of it into my, let's see, it's the LR Baggs Paracoustic DI, one of the best acoustic DIs ever. And then I used this as a pad, basically a volume, so I could cushion the signal coming out of the back of the amp. And that allowed me to turn up the master volume on my amp to a level that you can feel it. Dude, I'm so happy, man. So that ultimately is what I did. And that's why I did this stream tonight. And things just sounds fantastic. And many Vibes just commented that single coils are like magic. Well, I'm currently, remember what that switch does. I'm currently using single coils. Here we go. Yeah, so what you're hearing now, Hugh, is literally this amp cranked. And it's so fucking awesome, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and play along with one, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Richard will be live very soon.